Hello, Libra. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your May 2025 Tarot and Oracle card reading. We are going to start right away here with an Oracle. You have New Moon in Taurus, Know Your Worth. I love this card. And I have to tell you, I just can't wait to do the reading today. The past couple of weeks, my heart has just been overfilled with gratitude and a feeling of love. And it's been kind of just a compilation of events, not one huge stroke of luck or something. But I feel like when you start here, okay, you know your worth, and that's where your set point is. That's where your point of attraction is. You'll find that many great things will come to pass. So know your worth, my friends. All right, detailed Celtic cross style reading today. Current situation, we've got strength, the immediate influence. Oh boy, the Ten of Swords, egad. Now we have the Eight of Swords and the subconscious. We're going to have to talk about that one. The Two of Cups in the distant past, the Lovers in the more recent past. The Page of Wands is coming towards you. He's light and easy. You're represented by the, oh, this I love, the Hierophant. You're attracting the High Priestess. I love it because they're counterparts. So even if it's something with a job, you've got the Queen of Cups and your hopes and fears. Two of Pentacles in the outcome. He's kind of an affable, upbeat, fun kind of guy. Now we have two archangels here, okay? So now we have in Temperance, the Archangel Michael. But then you also have here Raphael. Now this is 5-6, okay? But I mentioned these two are counterparts. There's something about this where I just hear the voices of angels sing. You have a beautiful energy. I also feel like you're going to get information. You have an offer or a choice coming in, and you've got an abundant period coming forward, a period too, though, of knowing. So for some of you, if you've been dating someone and that's caused a rift in some area of your life, or even if you started dating someone and you kind of took your foot off the gas in an area, and I'm not saying the relationship is going to end, but like something with work changed or ended, or it created like your focus was not where it needed to be completely, entirely. I do feel like you get kind of a second chance or a second win to clean that up if that's the case for you. But I also feel like you have a job offer coming in. I feel like you have somebody who recruits you, or they see something in you and say, you would be so good at this. Okay, you've got a very positive character showing up here. With that Page of Wands, he's actually one of my favorites. You have a new beginning, a new offer. This is all fire energy too, by the way, with the Temperance, the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Wands. So I feel like you're in pursuit of something moving forward. Now we have Gemini. So we have 6 major arcana, I believe. Is that right? 2, 4, 5 major arcana, pardon me. We have Leo, Gemini, Cancer, Pisces, Taurus, Sagittarius is here. All the elements it appears. But I do want to say with this too, though, I feel like your good ideas, it's all about taking hold and moving forward. I mentioned before, though, with that Ace of Wands, if you need to repair something with the Ace of Wands and Temperance, there's where the repair comes in. So if you did have an oversight, or like I said, you were distracted, you were paying attention a little more to your love life than other areas, I do feel like you're going to be able to rectify, solve, or fix any kind of problems that may have arisen or developed out of that. I also feel like, too, though, you may have an apology coming in. If you had an ending, I feel like you have somebody that wants to apologize. And they may have had more going on in their life than you were aware of, that they were being kind of private, kind of secretive. And I feel like they realized that was not the way to deal with things, that they understood that it caused a lot of their secrecy, caused quite a bit of collateral damage for you and for others. And so I do feel like this idea of knowing your worth is kind of at the center of it all. And I feel like you're owed an apology is how I get it with that Ten of Swords. Now, with this too, the energy of Temperance, if it was somebody who had a drinking issue or something like that, that may also be part of the deal if they've gotten sober and maybe they're making an amends to you now as part of a 12-step recovery program. But I do feel like, again, it might have been something else as well if it wasn't quite that on an interpersonal level, if it was something more work-related, or even a financial situation where someone just didn't consider everyone's feelings and the outcome. I just keep feeling like there was this collateral damage is what they keep saying. Now, in terms of love, you have a partner for life. You have a soulmate coming in, by the way. And I feel like it kind of moves quietly. Moving in silence is what I hear. Somebody who comes in and they're not, a big, bold personality necessarily. They don't need to take up all the oxygen in the room. Okay, they don't need the whole pie. And in terms of like a pie graph, they don't need to be me and one little sliver is everyone else. I feel like it's somebody who really thinks about other people. They may be quite a great writer. And even if you aren't aware of it and go, they don't do anything with writing. They're in law enforcement or they're in a medical profession and, they almost can do shorthand by their profession. I feel like they also have a skill in writing that you're gonna see later as you get to know the person. But they run deep. Okay, this is somebody, it's soulmate connection, but they have a depth to them. And I feel like an integrity about them that is like second to none. So I absolutely love it. Now I always have to point this out. We got 4 cards in the deck that have an infinity symbol, infinite possibilities. But man, with that scale of that 2 of Pentacles, that's an important one because the size matters, guys. Okay, size does matter when we're talking about tarot symbols. And so I feel like with this oversized symbol, you are going to have a lot of opportunities if you make a shift or a change, if you're moving for some reason, or even traveling to somewhere that you fall in love with and decide I need to live there. Here you go. I feel like it's going to open doors to you that you didn't even realize would be available. And it sure does make life fun. But I also feel like, too, there's an important message even here about just keeping your side of the street clean. You don't have to apologize for something you didn't say. And I feel like somebody sure as hell steps in it with you. I feel like it's more them directing or misdirecting their anger at you. But with the energy of strength, you controlling yourself and how you handle yourself is going to pay dividends. All right. You have something here where I feel like you being able to kind of give them grace and not go off, not react in a way that takes you down the rabbit hole with them. You're going to look back at that and say, man, that was the God of my understanding or something that took control of me and helped me so that I didn't get, tit for tat, because I feel like that's your best defense against somebody who is really coming at you. But I really feel like ultimately that 10 of Swords really represents them. They know they screwed up. And I feel like they're running scared too. So even if it was a boss or somebody, I feel like if that's the case, they're going to have HR up their rear end big time. Like they've done something they should not have done. And you are going to be in the spotlight as somebody who really handled yourself well. Now, if you have a problem with some kind of a company, I feel like this is where, too, you would be rewarded on some level, where they'd say, we're terribly sorry for this, and we'd like to give you, we'd like to compensate you for this. So I definitely feel like where there's an ending, the way you handle yourself is going to matter. And so with this energy of the 8 of Swords, you may feel a bit disempowered during that whole thing. And even feeling like, I don't really want to control my temper or my words. I don't like feeling like I have to restrain myself. But I do feel like there's something important about it that later on you're going to look back, or if you're in some kind of a custody situation with an ex, let's not start lighting up their text with crazy stuff. Okay, send it to me. Okay, put it in my comments. You want to tell them to go F themselves? Say it to Higher Source Tarot. I have broad shoulders and I can take it. You need somebody that can do that for you. Okay, that if you really feel like you're going to lose your mind, don't do it in a way that can be weaponized against you. Or if you've already done it and you're going too late, HST, I did it. It was me. I feel like you're going to have to recover from that. I just feel like there's something here that keeps you a bit trapped. Now, the other thing I mentioned, I don't love this in your subconscious because it'll keep attracting situations where that restraint of pen and tongue will keep coming up and you'll say, yeah, I've been doing it, but it's getting painful. And so we've got to work on this. So when you're, the state akin to sleep that Neville Goddard taught about, there's lots of teachings about this, how to impress on your subconscious, command your subconscious. You're attracting people right now who get you, who communicate with you easily. They're honest, they're upfront, they're direct, they know how to cooperate. Whatever it is that's lacking in your day-to-day, attracting that is important, because what you're attracting right now is like this feeling of needing to kind of keep yourself in check more than I think you'd like to. So in the past, you had the Two of Cups. You had a match here. And I see it again with the Lovers. So if it is something with a dating relationship, or if you are in some kind of a divorce or something like that, and you're dating somebody and it's really getting under the ex's skin, and especially if you have children together and there's a co-parenting, I just keep getting this feeling of somebody trying to weaponize your choices against you. But I do feel like that's going to resolve, okay? I definitely feel like they are going to come back with an apology, because they're going to see that that's run its course and it's doing nothing for anyone. So with this Two of Cups, you finding a match and kind of, you know, pouring into the match, not getting the match involved with the discord. Okay, I hope that's making sense. But not if you have something that's been a great match, or even if it's a job and you found a great match, not getting into personal stuff while you're at work. I feel like you're going to find it will resolve itself. Now, with this Lover's energy, again, it represents choices. And I do feel like it's related to this. I love the Page of Wands because they come in with invitations. The pages come in to bring us information and invitations to things. So I feel like things are going to get to be they're getting to be a lot lighter and easier. So the groundwork, the hard work that you've done, even some of the self-restraint, is going to have a payoff. Now, it is a soulmate energy. It is also, too, though, an energy that says that things are going to get a whole lot easier for you. Your relationships are important. Who you pick to be around you is important as well. And so I feel like with this, it's getting you into flow. And some of this, too, you know, there's a lot of symbolism. It's a very rich, layered card, but that serpent over her shoulder, I still keep getting that. If there's a serpent in your life, not giving them the time of day, doing what you need to, you know, treat them like a repair person if you have to. But with this Page of Wands, you have somebody coming in. This is the kind of energy that's absolutely exhilarating to be around. And this is coming in the future. So you're hitting a change. Okay, where you're going to find that you have somebody who whistles while they work. They want to help you. They want to get along with you. I feel like there's somebody who recruits you for something. They're like, you'd be fantastic. And their eyes like light up when they see you. Even if it's something at work, you're going to be uplifted, supported. If it's a mortgage person or it's something in a rental office and you've been like, I have like damn near living out of a hotel because I can't get an apartment in this town. You have somebody who goes, no, it doesn't need to be this hard. Let me help you out. That's how I get them. So if you've had your back against a wall, you're finally coming out of it. Now, I still feel like, again, this represents you, where you're going to be elevated. And if it's something where you're going to be doing a job where you're training other people, and it may not start off quite that way, and maybe you get some training and you really have a facility for something, you catch on to a job quickly and are quickly promoted. I do feel like there's extra money coming in with that, but this is ultimately, too, a card of very deep spirituality. So with the Hierophant and the High Priestess, you have it here, too, where you get information. Secrets are revealed. Information comes out that sure does shed a lot of light on things. Now, with the Queen of Cups, again, the confidant energy just keeps showing up, where people around you are not only going to want to help you, but they're going to confide in you. So if you felt like you've been left out in the dark, that's coming to an end, because ultimately your ships are coming in. The ball is going to be in your court, Libra. You're going to have choices, and I feel like the choices are going to be both, positive. These are positive choices. So things, a balance of power is about to change. All right, and you have, this is an outdated thought pattern that won't serve you, so it's time to lean into the new. I love you, Libra, and I'll be back again soon.